The brother-in-law of a woman reportedly taken hostage during the attack on the music festival near the Israel-Gaza border Saturday is speaking out over a video that apparently shows her kidnapping. In the video posted to TikTok, Moran Stella Yanai is seen sitting on her knees on the ground. The 40-year-old Israeli disappeared after the attack. Her family believes that she is among the hostages.
Watching that video of Moran on her knees, caught in the bushes with Arabic-speaking militants, for me it was terrifying. But imagine her mother watching it. She saw it. It's something that you can never get out of your mind. It's something that you can never. It's a sight that no one should ever see. Reaching out from here to world leaders, press, friends. You know, Moran could be your daughter, could be your sister, could be anyone.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Doha, Qatar, as part of a 5-day Middle East trip. He'll meet with the Qatari Prime Minister to discuss ways to de-escalate the war and to protect civilians in Israel and Gaza. Earlier today, Blinken met with Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas in Jordan. I want to bring in Weijia Jiang. She's following all of this for us from the White House. Weijia, it's good to see you. What role does Qatar play in the Israel-Hamas conflict?
So it is essentially serving as a mediator between Israel and Hamas as the focus turns to the hostages, especially when we are talking about potential prisoner swaps. And just this morning, we know that John Kirby, a spokesperson for the National Security Council, said that Qatar has been in touch with Hamas and that the U.S. has a good working relationship with them as well. Because it's important to point out that the administration has called it a great priority to help with the hostage situation, especially with regard to bringing Americans home. But you have so many people who are also sort of pawns in this conflict, and that is why Qatar is trying to help negotiate to get some of those people back to their respective homes. And so that is one big part of why Blinken is there today. And of course, he's making a tour. He began in Israel, he went to Jordan, and will continue.
So, Weijia, one of the things that we have been trying to understand is ultimately, because we're entering, as you know, a dark period in this war, in this conflict. But the President of the United States and others have to be thinking about what happens next. And so the question then becomes, is the Secretary, do you hear from the White House that the Secretary, in addition to talking about the Americans that are trapped in Gaza and even those that are trapped in Israel, what plans are being put into place, A, to provide humanitarian assistance to people in Gaza as they try to make their way south, closer to the border with Egypt, away from those Israeli bombs and potential ground troops, and B, if at any point they will perhaps be able to enter some of those countries so that they can escape the war altogether?
That is a very complicated, Vlad, because even if, for example, Egypt, which would take in Gazans, because that is one of the main corridors out of Gaza, agrees, there's also this issue of whether Hamas is allowing civilians to pass. This morning, Kirby said that, you know, this is pretty standard MO for the Hamas to use Palestinians as, quote, human shields. And so they are trying to convince people not to leave, because once this ground offensive begins, once this conflict rages on, that is their tactic, to use humans to, you know, guard themselves. And so, but the U.S. is certainly in conversations, talking to Egypt along with Israel and the United Nations to find ways in and to find ways out, because as you mentioned, Vlad, there are millions of people who live there who need food, they need water, they need supplies just to live. And so that is one of the priorities of Blinken as well, but there are very few details about how this could actually happen, because the latest from Israel is that technically it is almost impossible to get people out. And so, it's sort of a standstill, but the commitment is there to at least continue trying.
All right, Weijia Jiang for us at the White House. Weijia, as always, we thank you.